Outside the small thicket of apple trees, the phrase "tended to by John Chapman" is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears. But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoo them off. You settle in beneath a fence post and brush a couple of flies from the dog's face. The man nods. "Much obliged. He kept me company when I moved from orchard to orchard, but..." He breaks off. For a while, the only sound is the shink of the shovel in the dirt. "It isn't mine. I come through the country, find a homesteader who needs a crop to turn out, plant some seeds. It's a sin to graft, you know. Hurts the apple trees. God's creatures shouldn't suffer." Tears cut neat patterns through the grime on his cheeks. He shakes his head. "Nearly there." When the hole is deep enough, he lowers the dog reverently into the grave. "I'll see him again in heaven," he tells you. "His soul is bound to mine. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again." The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
"I wish you didn't have to go,"
she says.
"There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up."
His thumb skates over her pulse point.
"I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever."
Her words are split by a sob.
"Might as well be. Our parents didn't come to New York for this."
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
"I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way..."
They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze. Muddling through the dark, you stumble into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly, beyond borders, a moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted. You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched. As you grow close, your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts into the path of an oncoming train. His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. "You got a light, friend?" You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar. "Thanks," he mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip. "Don't rightly know where I'm going." You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. "Don't rightly know how I got going, either. They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet." He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
Stupid controls. He's on auto run, I can't stop him from running.
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts, but whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps. His body plummets, and his limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him. He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise. All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill, eager. You come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you.
Anin.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket. You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering, when the stones reach the top of their arc above your head, they turn into butterflies, all the colors of the rainbow. Your heart leaps in surprise. Incredible. Clouds roll together to fill the sky. You shelter beneath a rocky overhang. Above, the clouds turn gray and purple and blue. Lightning arcs between them. The hairs on the back of your arms stand on end. The lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you. You are sure you see massive talons curved around the clouds. The thunder is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the electric charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hills. A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd, creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers.
A ghost.
The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still. He's eating, you say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme,
the Leatherman says, and adds,
Idiot. Oh,
bursts your companion.
Canadien.
Soon he and the Leatherman are deep in conversation, and your group has a safe place to rest.
Just a moment there, he says, shaking your hand. I'm Paul Dalhart from the Republican Herald. You may have heard of it. Syndicated in 6 counties. Well, no matter. But listen, you may have noticed a vocal few out there. I call them naysayers, who throw up their hands and fly the white flag as soon as life gets a little tough. But wouldn't you agree that it's never been a better time to live and do business in this country? Ha! Pessimism, negativity, faint-heartedness. He claps his notebook shut. If there is to be an end to the great American experiment, it'll be your attitude that writes it, not mine.
Why, hello there. Look like that's a heavy bag you're carrying. Let me get that for you. I insist. You see this uniform? It means you can trust me to make sure this is the most comfortable journey you've ever had in your life. Who am I? Well, I'm no George, I'll tell you that. But that's not important. This trip is about you, friend. Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those. I'm not sure I get it, friend. But, when it comes to the job, the right and wrong choices are pretty simple. When a passenger pays good money for a trip, it's only natural they expect a good trip in return. So a porter will treat you right because it's the right thing to do. Anyway, you must have some funny stories to tell. Share one. That's a tall one. Don't pull my leg, okay? Home is where we go back to. It's where we belong. But there's nothing wrong with spending a little time in the rest of the world every now and again. You got any stories with a bit of excitement to them? Well, if that one makes you happy, I suppose it's worth telling. The future? We're making it. There's never been anyone like us Pullman Porters. It's why we have so much pride. We're setting standards for future folks, and we know just how damn high those standards are. You got any stories with a bit of excitement to them? Didn't I hear that story on the radio? You told it better, though. Authority. Hopefully people who ride in a Pullman car feel a little of that. It's about more than a train ride. And not everyone knows what it's like to be the boss, to know what it feels like to be skillfully served. Pullman Porters give you a taste, so Boss George Pullman will know you'll be back for more. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got any? Might not be telling that one to the boys, actually. If you're looking for family. You know why a porter can... It doesn't matter who you were before or who you're gonna be at. Another night over, and I have places to be. Next, I'm headed down the rails this way. A porter's life is one of constant movement. I hope your trip is smooth and enjoyable. Have you considered traveling by train? Perhaps we'll meet again, on a train or at one of my stops. There's still more I could share with you about the porter's life.
Leave much to find and be found.
See you next time. Slow pace this one.